It is August 30th, maybe. I don't even know what it is, but end of August. I think it's the 29th. Hitting some bench press today. I'm doing my percentage-based workouts. This is a program that starts with workouts based on 10 reps, then 8, then 6, then 4s, then 3s, then 2s. And then you will max out at the end. This is the program I actually use when I'm like working towards a max, working towards maxing. And I'm on track to get there this winter, maybe late fall, to where I'm actually maxing. Hitting bench press today, so doing pec deck, doing seated rows, and I'm on my heavy 4s. There's a heavy and a light week for all those numbers I just rattled off. I'm doing light 4s. I've adapted this program over the course of like 15 years. I've been tweaking this same workout program and doing this same workout program. I like to have structure. I like to have routine. And this is, it's just a workout that I really enjoy. I'll go more into depth on it at some point, but honestly, it's so tailored to me and my preferences and kind of like where I'm at currently that there's not much reason to go about it. There's not much reason to go into detail about it. I probably will make a video just with the percentages themselves, because then someone else could take them and adapt them the way they want them. But yeah, we're going to be lifting today. It's good weather. I have a 4-day weekend, so going to be working on my trucks. Hoping to get in the gym 2 to 3 times over these 4 days. And yeah, just living life here in the Ozarks, getting her done. I'll probably only record my last set, and otherwise this video is mostly probably just going to be me yapping. We'll yap after the workout. Let's go. To talk about with my rows is this seated row has 3 different positions to pull from. And they kind of vary on exactly what part of your back they're hitting. And they also kind of vary in difficulty a little bit. And so what I like to do is I like to do 9 total sets. So basically I'll put a weight on there and I'll do all 3 grips. And then I'll add weight and then I'll do all 3 grips. And so I'm doing 3 sets at each weight, but with each different grip. So it ends up being 9 sets total. And I typically, this is the hardest one, is the lower grip, because of just the way the leverage ends up working out. And then the easiest one is this grip. But I start with the harder, and then I work to the easiest one. That way when I get to the heavyweight, I hit the hardest grip, and then it kind of gets easier to do from there as you're getting more fatigue. And so yeah, that's how I like to hit these. You can totally just use one grip if you want. But I think there's something to be gained by using the multiple different grips available and hitting your back in those different ways. I think there's something to be gained there. Another thing I want to discuss briefly, I think I've talked about this on other videos, but sometimes I'll have people over here lifting that are like more beginners, and they'll be doing bench press and they'll just immediately just throw their first set on there and just start doing it. And I'm always like, are you not going to warm up? Like, what are you doing? And they're like, well, how do I warm up? Well, I don't know how you warm up, but I'll tell you how I warm up. I do the bare bar for 50 reps, and then I throw it. Now, you're going to have to scale these. I do 25s on the bar for 25 reps, and I throw a 45 on each side. So 135, and then I do that for 15 reps. And then normally at that point, I'm pretty close to where I'm going to be. But if my sets are going to be starting pretty high, then I'll throw 185 on the bar, and I'll do that for like 8 or 10 reps. But basically what I'm getting at is I do multiple warm-up sets starting at pretty high rep ranges. So like I'm getting like almost 100 reps of bench press in before I ever actually do a working set. And I actually got that idea from a lifter named Matt Winning. He used to be like pretty big in the powerlifting scene. And his reasoning behind it was, in a competitive setting, you're never going to be 100% when you bench because you would have just got done squatting. But even if you take that out of the equation, it's still good to get like blood flow, get those muscles pumped up, get them ready, and get them knowing that like we're about to do some work. And what better way to do that than to do what you're about to be doing, but at a lighter weight? So just something to think about. It's going to be good on your joints too, because they're going to get movement with lightweight, and they're going to get a lot of movement with lightweight. And so that's going to trigger your body sending whatever it needs to your joints to keep them lubed up and ready and all that. It's basically going to send signals to your body of like what's about to happen or whatever. Is any of that true? I don't know, but that's what I do. So maybe give that a shot, maybe, if you're only benching 200 pounds or whatever, then maybe do the bare bar for like 25 reps and slowly go up from there. But you don't need to be just doing one warm-up set and then just hopping into it. And you don't need to be doing no warm-up sets. Like, I highly, highly suggest that you're warming up on these compound lifts where you're going to end up pushing quite a bit of weight. So after I do my main work, I'll typically add 20 pounds to the bar and do 2 more sets with the 3 board setting on the bench block, just to get some of that constant overload work, because this program, as time goes on, it's a little bit less volume, a little bit more weight as you're working towards those 1 rep maxes. And so do the board presses, get the body ready for what's coming, make that adaptation for the heavier weight. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing good. I've had a week, a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I don't know, a lot to pray about, a lot to think about. Make sure you're making time for the people that you care about, especially people that if you're wishing you spent more time with somebody, make that time happen. It's real easy to get caught in the churn of work and responsibilities and stuff, but we only make it on this earth through a lot of the times through interaction with each other. And so make that time for people, especially if they make the time for you, and especially if it's like someone who you genuinely connect with, because it's really rare to find someone like a friend or something that you really make a connection with and feel like someone really understands you and you really understand each other. It's a special thing. It might only happen once, maybe twice, if you're real lucky, maybe more than that in your entire life. So that's just something I want to share with y'all. Hopefully, if it makes one person reach out to an old friend or something, then it was worth saying. So, but other than that, have a good weekend. I got a 4-day weekend, so I'll be working a lot. I'll be lifting a lot, and keep it real. Push yourself, challenge yourself. It's gonna pay dividends. The gym it's just the gym. It's a hobby, we're moving weight. But if you're really pushing yourself and really pushing the envelope and, fighting to achieve more in here, and then also, when you don't want to make the time, you still make the time, it's still imprinting habits and values in you, even though it's kind of indirect, and it'll carry over. We can't just spend our whole lives doing easy shit. We can't spend our whole life sitting around feeling sorry for ourselves for whatever reason. Every now and then you just gotta get to doing something. So y'all have a good weekend.